What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Saturday, everybody. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about something else that was discussed yesterday on the Weaponized podcast, where Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp had three Congress people on the same call, on the same interview. There was a moment when Jeremy Corbell wanted to ask about a specific potential witness to testify at hearings who pretty much every one of us has been trying to get him to testify. There are previous clips where James Lacatski, he seemed reluctant to testify. And every time he's asked whether he would testify or not, he would say, yes, but I wouldn't say more than what I've already said in my books, which is a lot already. But the part that pretty much everybody is the most interested in is a part where James Lacatski in one of his books says that they breached the hull of a UFO.
It is one of the largest admissions in UFO history that you're admitting and announcing through an authorized disclosure that you had to get authorized. It's amazing they authorized it, that we have a UFO in our possession and that we breached the hull, and that there was none of these typical things you'd see for common flight. So again, I'm just asking, I know you've already affirmed it, but that is a factual statement under sworn testimony. I mean, you would tell that right to Congress, right?
Yeah, that's what's in the book. They can read it themselves. If they want my hand up, I could do that, but I can't go beyond what is in the text.
And in a subsequent interview, Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp gave at a convention, they said that this craft was an egg-shaped craft.
His friend tried to get it transferred to a government program called OSAP, these acronyms. They tried to get it over there so they could open up this egg-shaped UFO. They breached the hull of it. They were able to get inside of it. The head of the DIA UFO program admitted it on our podcast. He straight fucking said it. It's not headline news. Oh, by the way, extraterrestrial technology, we got inside of it.
Jim Lacatski describes in his recent book of a year or two ago of how he was able to see an intact craft and go inside of it, and he couldn't recognize any kind of power or propulsion system inside of it. A four-star general described being able to see that craft as well, touched it, said in all of his decades as a military officer, combatant commander, NATO commander, it's like, oh yeah, this isn't anything that we ever made, and it's not anything the Soviets, the Chinese, or any other foreign country on the world could even make. It's just strange. It's just really strange.
Yesterday, Jeremy Corbell offered a little bit more clarity as to why James Lacatski was not one of the people involved in the hearings. And Representative Eric Burlison gave a little bit of context there. And I just got to show you what that exchange was like. So here it is.
Dr. James Lacatski came on our show. He ran the UFO program for the Defense Intelligence Agency, and he admitted on our show that they breached the hull of a UFO in government possession.
You reported James Lacatski came to you with government possession of NHI craft and how they ultimately gained entry. Can you testify to the veracity of that claim?
Dr. Lacatski is an honorable man who served most of his career with the DIA, a very trusted, high-level rocket scientist and intelligence analyst who inspired the OSAP program, as I said earlier. He said this craft, we had managed to get inside of it. It had no wings, no rotor, no tail. It had no fuel tanks. They didn't know how it flew or how it was operated. It clearly looked like it was aerodynamic, but he would not go further. He's a by-the-book guy, and until he gets clearance to say more about that, I don't think we're going to hear much more. But it's not ours. It wasn't ours. We didn't make it. We didn't know who made it and how it was built and how it operated. We've got at least one, and I don't know. I think that's enough confirmation that we do have recovered discs and material.
So, and you put that in congressional record. Do you have a way that you can, find out where is it? He can't tell us, but maybe he can tell you. Where is that craft? Can you go hunt it down? Can you go see it?
That's an interesting question. When it came to Lacatski, and I watched his interview that he did with you guys, and here's what my response to him is, because he was frustrated that we hadn't reached out to him, but he also he also admitted that, which is what I was told, and the reason why we haven't reached out to him is that he's not going to tell us anything that's not in his books.
Well, hold on. You did reach out to him. There have been 3 hearings. I reached out to them on behalf of Congress officially.
That's right.
Twice to say, and I had congressional members talk with him the hearing before the last one. He just forgot. But the point is that maybe with you guys in the correct environment, with the right clearances, he can tell you where it is, and you can just put this to bed and go find it.
Yeah, and I remember that. I remember that he was one of the people that we had tasked you to go and reach out to. And for those people that are kind of asking how did that relationship work? Look, we don't have all the contact information for all these people. Why repeat the work that you two have done in building these contacts in your networks? And so you basically patriotically dedicated your time for free, helping us make contact and kind of coordinate some of those witnesses. And I had been told Lacatski is probably not going to reveal anything that that he hasn't already revealed. Everybody, when I talked to people, it seemed like it wasn't going to be new information, and therefore to me he wasn't as high of a priority. But to your point, I think getting him in a SCIF and seeing if there's maybe any additional room for him to talk, it might be worthwhile to do that.
I think he might. I mean, the last conversations that we've had, it seems like he's edging closer to the idea that under right circumstances, he would be willing to share information with Congress.
That would be huge, yeah. And I see what Corbell has been trying to do every time he gets a hold of Lacatski, and he gets to ask him about this stuff, because Corbell knows very well that, yeah, Lacatski probably can't say more than what he wrote in the books, but the fact that he recently accepted to be on an interview with both George and Jeremy, that already tells you that maybe he decided to come forward more and say a little more and try to help get this information out. I don't know if that is the case, but it does feel like they're trying to get him at least in a SCIF. And I just feel like there is this division of people that are pushing for everything that's said on the Age of Disclosure documentary, and people who are following the whole OSAP thing with Lacatski and also Jay Stratton and others. And I think that we need to get into a common ground when it comes to this and learn to accept that a lot of this stuff that is being talked about with the OSAP stuff and with James Lacatski should also be considered as part of this whole story. It's not just what was said in the film. And I think that everybody who's seen the film can understand that the effect it's having is really good, but I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody who is following the topic of UFOs understands that this film does not tell you everything that's going on. Actually, it tells you a part of what's going on, the government side of things, very well, and it explains it to you. But there's a lot more that people need to be aware of. And I think a good start to be aware of what's going on right now would be to follow the work of George and Jeremy, I think. And this reminded me of something that happened the day before yesterday, which is an exclusive that can pretty much complement this very well. My buddy Matt Laszlo at Askapol has been really busy, and he recently came out with a statement from Representative Ogles, and this is what he said. I'm going to play it to you guys, and this has to do with potential new hearings. So here it is.
Stuff and a couple little things in NDAA, but nothing.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a hearing coming up. I don't know when it's scheduled for, but it should be pretty soon. It may
Public?
because of the holiday.
Yeah.
May not be January.
Another public hearing?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And that'll be secrets?
Probably Burlison was working on it. So
I'll look for him.
yeah. But
Interesting.
we were going to try to have.
You know you fucked up when Laszlo tells you, I'll look for him. Because probably Ogle shouldn't have said what he said. Maybe they didn't have like a proper rollout plan to tell people that there are more hearings on the horizon. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. I don't know. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think about the prospect of having new hearings? Because, yeah, I think that Dylan Borland and everybody else who testified on the most recent hearings, especially Borland, are very important pieces of the puzzle. And I do want to keep having more conversations like this. But when it comes to hearings under oath, I think that presenting actual evidence and not videos that are like completely unknown and that you got in a dead drop, but actual evidence, materials evidence, peer-reviewed science, repeatable evidence, and you present it all at a hearing with the scientists who have this evidence. I think that is what should be next. And when it comes to videos, when it comes to data, this interview with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp gave us a better idea of who are the ones who keep this evidence and who are the ones denying access to Congress people, which is illegal. You shouldn't be denying access to Congress people to information, because Congress allegedly represent the people and people pay their taxes. And whenever there is information like that, that somebody in Congress wants to investigate, it shouldn't be denied. That's the status quo, allegedly. But in this case, they are being denied. So I don't know if hearings are the best idea. If they do have some sort of evidence, which I think they're chasing right now, I think a compelling case is Lacatski. If they get Lacatski to tell them more than he already said in his books and give them actionable evidence, I think it's a perfect choice for a new hearing. He should be testifying, I think. Who else do you think should be? But let's see what Matt Laszlo finished up with Ogles here.
Have one right before the break, but just didn't pull together.
Are you going to maybe try to bring in those age of disclosure guys or some of the people who were in that documentary? Or you guys already have?
Actually, a lot of those are already in it. But again, I'll defer to Burlison.
Do you know what question you want this one to focus on?
Wow. Can't say I do, other than
Yeah.
keep turning over stones, you know?
Yep. Cool. Have a good one.
So there it is. And I don't know what you guys think about this. Do you think maybe Lacatski would be a good choice if more hearings happen? And what do you think about the whole process of trying to get Lacatski in the previous hearings? It seemed like there was some kind of miscommunication there. And it also seems like Lacatski is more open right now to testify or say more stuff than he was in the past. He wouldn't have agreed to another interview with Corbell and Knapp if he wasn't in that position. That's what I think. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know in the comment section down below. And what do you guys think about the current state of things? Like, could more hearings help? What type of evidence could help if you're like supporting more stuff from the government? I think there are many avenues. It's not just age of disclosure. I think that getting people to talk about this who are involved in government, who are like willing to be open-minded to investigate this, I think that should always be encouraged. I really do. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I'm going to keep reporting on this as I always do, because I think there should be a little bit of versatility on the stuff we cover in this channel. So let me know what you think. What do you think about Lacatski overall? What do you think about Burlison now having an apparent opening to speak to Lacatski a little bit more? How do you think that conversation would go? And what do you think should be the approach to get Lacatski to speak a little more? Which tactic would you use with him? Let me know in the comments. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, hype, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us. And it is what helps us the most. So thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can also become a member on YouTube, or you can also support us through KGRA. You can also become a member on Patreon, which I just opened last week. And there's already about 26, 27 people. So thank you guys for the support. And that's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Dr. James Lacatski always. Bye.